I was talking to our friend and he did not know like fish could be taken care of simply by plants and the food provides. Bada boom. Some. Okay, like if this video does have comments, I do feel like this video is going to be like, yeah, well the thing is you have to have the right ecosystem. Yeah, I'm well aware. Okay, like I literally have a story on my YouTube page. I said it twice too. On my YouTube page, talking about my aquarium that lived 700 days. And by the way, sorry for the pause because I'm still trying to comprehend that. Like, I still don't know how 700 days, what, like, what? And the crazy part is, if you watch the story, is, there is no plants. Like, there was literally no plants. The whole entire ecosystem just survived on algae. Whether or not there were microorganisms, I'm just making that up with the microorganisms because I've never saw microorganisms. Just covered in algae. I will say the fact that fish like actually bred inside the tank for like 700 days, some grew, some didn't. It was weird. All of the fish survived for 700 days. It was crazy. But, I think fish is such a cool like fishes are such a cool creature. Now, I'm not talking about giant big boy fishes arowana type stuff or this giant fish that can grow up to 10 feet that people actually own for some reason and only the rich of the billionaires can get because they're so freaking expensive. And I'm not talking about these expensive looking fish that looks as fancy as hell or coral reefs. I am talking about, well, actually coral reefs maybe, but I'm talking about a self-sustaining like freaking aquarium, especially freshwater. Brother, the love of Jesus, bro. Like, the fact that these self sustaining water, like all of that stuff happens inside your tank simply because for some people, all they got to do is plants and decorations, some boat. It is insane to me. I saw this video titling, I did not feed my pet for 365 days. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? This short was hope for me because I always wanted to tell the story one day. It was hope for me that people can probably believe my story because it happened, but also, like, I don't want to be that type of guy who tries to make up random stories for the fun of it. But anywho, yeah. So this guy, he feeds his. He does not feed his fish. I was gonna say he feeds his fish for 365 days, but he does not feed his fish for 365 days, and it's crazy in my opinion, dude. This guy just not only not feeds it, he just doesn't see the fish for like 8 months. What is going on with your tank? Like for me, when I did not feed my fish and the fish just survived on whatever in the aquarium, like literally the fish was like seeable. You did not even see the fish. It's weird. It's very weird. I think what's really awesome is like when you do these types of stuff, it's like you actually learn something. That's actually kind of cool. Like usually when you like learn this stuff on YouTube, it's always in textbooks. So every time you get a book or something, you're just reading it. It's like, oh yeah, well here's my book. Yep, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. But no, when you see these in like the aquarium, it actually looks really awesome. And I'm just fantasizing it on camera. I think it looks really awesome, bro. Like I'm literally like imagining like self-sustaining aquariums and the reason why is because they're so peaceful, right? And they're so awesome. Also another thing is people's like, yeah, fish care is so tedious and I'm like, brother, what do you do? Like do you just like I don't know, put I don't know. You just put random chemicals in the water or something like that. Like, you just like, what do you do in the tank that like so expensive? Like for me, like what I'll do is get a whole bunch of plants, right? No chemicals, maybe a filter, add the pump or whatever the hell you want to do. Well, I literally barely use chemicals. I think when I do like get fishes, I don't have fishes now, but when I do get fishes, you know, I don't do all these extra stuff. Now, here is the thing. There is a reason why I don't get fishes anymore. There is a reason why. Because we get a lot of guests in the summer, okay? Now that's the time when we have fishes, okay? Now because we get a lot of guests in the summer, guess who visits our house? You want to guess? You want to pause and guess? Well, if you guessed it right, congratulations. It's kids. Kids visit a lot in the summer for some unknown reason. Like literally, my parents decided just boom, let's bring children in the house, even though there's pets. I actually get really frustrated about this because I'm like, okay, I have to relax. Let me protect the fish at all costs. At some point, I put the lid on, I do everything, and somehow, some way, the kids end up ruining the fish's life. And it pisses me off because, like, I work so hard to take care of these fish, and here I am, some random guy pours sparkling water, and I can barely save the fish life at all. And it hurts, right? And so when you're in that circumstance, you're like, I'm just not going to own a fish. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be kids who's going to ruin your fish. And so I'm like, whatever. No fish, even though I want fish, no fish, right? And yeah, and so now, I just deal with random kids, going to my house, obviously with their parents, but going to my house decides to put bananas. I'm not kidding. At some point, there was a kid. I was only in like 7th grade. It was like my first time owning a fish. I don't know what he put in there, but I was told a banana or something. I didn't see a banana, but the water was so foggy. The fish luckily survived. That was probably the only few times that it did when people would decide to do random things with it. And even then, it survived. Everything was well, and I was relieved. And also, here's the thing. I also hate, this is just me, but terrible fish keeping advice. I'll give you an example. The first time I had fish also, I decided to get clean and chemical water, okay? Now, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with clean and chemical water, but there is wrong if you use too much, okay? And so, I was told by a quote-unquote professional, you want to use about 6 of them. And it was like a 29-gallon tank, and 6 of them was like this big, okay? It was like 2 inches at least, 3 inches, right? And so I'm like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, sure. Anyways, I pour 6 of them, and the poor fish just looked sick the other day. They survived, okay? But they looked sick. Like, brother, if you're gonna give some kid an advice, please, for the love of God, make it the right advice, bro. Like for the love of God, just like make it like good advice, right? Don't make it like, I don't know. Don't make it like, oh yeah, you just want to put a beta fish inside a cup, you can keep it forever. I was told this, and at some point, I told my mom, I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. She's like, no, I think we can do this. I was like, you know what? Let's not own a beta fish. Maybe someone could pick it up because I don't think that's a good idea. Plus, we don't we don't even have enough money, so it's fine. It's fine. Anywho, I left the fish there. Someone did actually take it, so thank God. And he was probably a better owner than probably I would ever do. But even then, I was like, you know what? Let's just not own a fish, right? Let's just keep it there. Literally, just keep it there. Let's just have fun. But anywho, I do kind of just I just do love fish. And I think they look really awesome and really cool. And if you take care of them right, and most of the time they're actually pretty easy to do, you could just see them live for about 8 years. I think what's even cool is some fish tend to live for about 2 years, 3 years, especially the smaller fish. But what I didn't know, that some, if not most fish, could live up to 5 to 8 years. And here I am, I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, these dudes are gonna live until I'm 30? Like, if I get them now, like, I'm 20 now, they can live 10 years. They can live until 30? They can live until 30? That's so cool. I was like, bro, I thought they only live a few months. They breed and they die. But no, I was like, brother, this is one of the most coolest things ever. And the only reason why I thought they just died, simply because at that time, fishes kept dying. And that's like literally part of the experience about fishes. But even now, let me know what's the most craziest stories about fish. What do you guys think? Like, the craziest thing that has ever happened to you, okay? Like, I don't know. Like, bro, Fishes are awesome. Fishes are cool. But even then, I don't know. At some point, I had a friend who told me that his goldfishes, like his eyeballs fell out and he died. Yeah, gross for this video. But that's pretty much it. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.